A top, powerful U.S. Democratic senator just threw down the gauntlet against Donald Trump and his slow-moving coup to enrich himself and all those close to him during his next presidency. In this breaking story, we are about to possibly witness the greatest legislative versus executive branch fight in American history, saving what we sort of think we know about living in a somewhat democratic society as opposed to going full corporate oligarch billionaire run autocracy. And if you're wondering where this might be coming from, how about we take a look at the history and the recent activity against enemy number 2, Elon Musk.
I was just on the cover of some big, I think it's the biggest magazine in Germany called Der Spiegel, which is like their Time magazine or something, saying that I'm enemy number 2.
You see the issue here, right? Those two sets of ads can't both be true. They're diametrically opposed and mutually exclusive, but they're both made by the same pro-Trump political action committee to micro-target and manipulate vastly different groups of voters. It is the grossest, most cynical ploy I've seen in an election cycle that's rotten with cynical ploys. And it's all made possible by the world's richest man, Elon Musk, who has given $75 million to the super PAC that's bankrolling all of those micro-targeting campaigns. Musk is just one of 3 billionaires, 3 people total, 1, 2, 3, who taken together have poured $220 million into efforts to elect Donald Trump.
Brazil's Supreme Court has unanimously voted to uphold a nationwide ban on Elon Musk's X. The social platform was suspended in Brazil late last week over concerns about disinformation and X's refusal to appoint a local legal representative. Do you think the ban is justified? It will set a precedent for other countries deal with Elon now, but he goes around the world and censors when certain countries ask him to and doesn't when others do. So his whole free speech warrior thing is a canard. When he's in India or Turkey, he completely cooperates, and actually X is one of the bigger cooperators with autocratic governments in censoring. So his excuse here is because he doesn't like the government. But go ahead.
You just stole all my thunder. I think you're exactly right. Your point is he's incredibly cynical, because when Erdogan or Modi or any other autocrat says, I'd rather you just not do this, he's like, no problem. No problem. So he's totally inconsistent here.
He pays attention to others, but he doesn't care about the United States. In this breaking story, it is Senator Elizabeth Warren who's going to do the work. As of December 2024, U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts serves on several key Senate committees, especially when it comes to this letter to the White House and Elon Musk. One of those committees is the Committee on Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs. Senator Warren is the top Democrat on this committee, which oversees matters related to banks, banking, and financial institutions, and notably Subcommittee on Personnel, which focuses on military personnel. These assignments enable Senator Warren to influence a broad range of policies, from financial regulation and economic policy to national defense. Take a listen in this breaking story to the letter she just sent to President-elect Donald Trump. Dear President-elect Trump, I'm writing regarding concerns about the dual roles played by Elon Musk in your transition and the need to resolve his conflicts of interest if he wishes to continue serving as a top advisor to you and your transition team. In the weeks since the election, Mr. Musk has billed himself as an extraordinarily influential figure in your orbit. He spent time after election night with you at Mar-a-Lago, joined your phone calls with Ukraine's president, and met secretly with Iran's ambassador to the United Nations. He has been named the co-chair of the newly created Department of Government Efficiency, tasked with identifying billions of dollars in wasteful spending. He has been referred to as America's most powerful private citizen. But Mr. Musk is no ordinary citizen. He's the CEO of several companies that have significant interests before the federal government. For example, Mr. Musk's automobile company, Tesla, has obtained nearly $42 million in government contracts to provide electric vehicles, EVs, and services to the government. Recently, the company also struck a deal as part of the Biden administration's multi-billion-dollar plan to fund EV charging stations, modifying Tesla's network of charging stations to be accessible for non-Tesla EVs. The government indirectly subsidizes the company and its competitors via $7,500 tax credit for EVs. Similarly, SpaceX, Mr. Musk's rocket company, has received nearly $20 billion in government contracts to provide crucial rocket launches, including missions to the International Space Station and placing national security satellites into orbit. The company provides critical Department of Defense support in Ukraine and around the globe via its satellite-based internet service, Starshield, the military version of Starlink. In order to assure the American people that your administration will govern in their interest and not on behalf of the self-interested billionaires who are serving your close advisors, I ask that you or your transition team provide answers to the following questions no later than December 23, 2024. What ethics standards apply to Mr. Musk as the co-chair of the Department of Government Efficiency? Has Mr. Musk complied with the transition team's ethics standards that were released on November 27, 2024? Has he signed the transition team's ethics code of conduct? If so, when did he sign this agreement? Has Mr. Musk recused himself from any discussions or decisions of the Department of Government Efficiency? If so, please provide the list of these recusals. Moving forward, will he recuse himself from matters affecting Tesla, SpaceX, X, or any other company he owns in which he has substantial investment? On December 13, 2024, reports indicated that Mr. Musk was facing potential SEC enforcement actions related to his 2022 purchase of X, then Twitter. Is Mr. Musk recused from matters affecting the SEC? B. On December 13, 2024, reports indicated that the Trump transition team was recommending a change to the NHTSA crash data reporting requirements that would particularly benefit Tesla. Is Mr. Musk recused from matters affecting the NHTSA? Putting Mr. Musk in a position to influence billions of dollars of government contracts and regulatory enforcement without stringent conflict of interest agreement in place is an invitation for corruption on a scale not seen in our lifetimes. As your transition team ethics plan makes clear, the role of government is not to line the pockets of the wealthiest Americans. A strong, enforceable ethics plan for the world's richest man is a necessary first step for delivering on that promise. I am not trying to be an alarmist. I am not trying to scare anyone right before the holidays, but folks, we are on the literal precipice of becoming a country that you, potentially your father or grandfather or great-grandfather, fought to defend the rights of and not become what Donald Trump in his second term, along with Elon Musk's help, the richest man in the world, are about to try and make it become for themselves. Stay frosty.